Hello, welcome to another book review. I'm your host, Kristen, and today I will be reviewing the YA paranormal thriller, Sycamore Lane, by Stacey Horan. In case you are interested in buying the book afterward, content warnings are mentions of drowning, blood, violence, attempted murder, and mention of child death. For this review, I will start with the overall plot, then world building, and finally the characters. There will be spoilers in this review. Let's begin! According to the hardcover version of this book, the plot is as follows. Tallulah White, a teenager who's just moved for the 9th time in 14 years into a new home at 19 Sycamore Lane, discovers something strange when some writing on a blackboard painted wall is mysteriously erased. Instead of the original "Happy Moving Day, everyone," in big chalk letters, a warning is revealed by the letters left behind. Hide. Tallulah is not alone. A ghost named Anastasia also resides at 19 Sycamore Lane, and she wants to be Tallulah's friend. She answers each question that Tallulah writes on the blackboard wall, giving her someone to talk to in a very strange, new place. But she also has a warning. Tallulah is in danger. Bad things happen to children who live at 19 Sycamore Lane. Very bad things. Sycamore Lane is a young adult paranormal thriller, and as much about the spirit of friendship as it is the spirits of the dead. Tallulah must depend on her friends from the afterlife and here on Earth if she hopes to stay alive. Will the power of friendship be enough? Can Anastasia's answers warn Tallulah in time? If not, she will be next. Although the book mentions that it is a YA thriller, however, it doesn't really feel like one. Maybe it's just because I'm an adult, but there wasn't much tension or feeling of dread for the MC's safety. I'll talk more about that when I get to the characters. Throughout the entire book, however, everything is played completely straight. The ghost never lies, and there are no real twists or turns. Tallulah does have a bit of self-doubt, but that is quickly brushed away by her classmates. For a while, I actually thought the ghost would turn out to be the villain, since having Maisie be the bad guy seemed so obvious that it had to be a twist. The second issue was the lack of description, which impacted the pacing. Due to there only being sight as the description, the book flies by way too fast. Because of that, it was difficult to get immersed in the world. For the world building, there wasn't a whole lot besides the mention of Anastasia being a ghost. Tallulah theorized that Anastasia became a ghost because of unfinished business, but it's never actually confirmed. Other than that, it's pretty much just the average life of a school student. Tallulah was okay as a main character. She was nice enough. However, despite the book being in first-person point of view, the reader never really got to go into her head through the descriptions. Plus, I didn't really learn much about Tallulah as a character. The most information I got was that she was timid and she liked to play instruments. Although those are not bad traits, and her being not confident is relatable, the reader never really got further than that, which made Tallulah's character flat. Furthermore, although it was stated that Tallulah had no backbone, the reader is shown evidence to the contrary. In one scene, she argues with her mom and yells at her while Maisie is in the room, showing that Tallulah does have a bit of spine. For Anastasia, I enjoy the friendship between her and Tallulah. Just like Tallulah, however, the reader never really gets to know Anastasia. The ghost ends up being more of a plot point than an actual character. Even though Tallulah has questions, the reader never gets to hear about what Anastasia was like before she died. Anastasia never talks about her goals or ambitions before her death, which makes for a rather flat character. For the antagonist, Maisie was decent. That said, even though I don't mind the evil child trope, there was something about Maisie that I just couldn't take seriously. She didn't really seem like a threat, but maybe that's just because I'm older. One detail that did confuse me was when everyone at the school knew that Maisie was evil, but the adults never believed them. Surely all the testimonies by the students would at least raise a few eyebrows. However, every last adult was fooled by Maisie's sweetheart act, despite every student telling them the opposite. It just stretched my suspension of disbelief a little too far. Overall, I give this book 3.5 stars. Although this book wasn't the thriller I was hoping for, it wasn't awful either. just somewhere in the middle. I am a bit disappointed that it didn't live up to its full potential, but the story was still fine. If you have time to kill, I recommend this. I hope Stacy will keep improving her craft and wish her the best of luck on her writing journey. Also, just before we go to the credits, I just want to quickly announce that I now have commissions open. I'm doing art and sensitivity reading. There's more info on my Twitter and Tumblr. Links are in the description below. I am also going to try to make adoptables every week. So if you like my work and are interested in supporting me, buying one would be a great help. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next review.